The Great Schism happened when the Sang-Shayun didn't want to trust the San Helios anymore and brought in the Jilhanai, the Brutes, to kind of take up their protector militaristic faction within the Covenant, which then led to civil war and eventually the downfall of the Covenant. And with that, we have a few different types of factions that have splintered off that are ex-Covenant forces. And so we talked about, in pretty good detail, of 5 different factions. We talked about the Swords of San Helios, which are pretty present in Halo 5. They're just an ancient organization with San Heli culture led by the Arbiter. They're basically peacekeepers. They're good guys in the good guy versus bad guy sort of dichotomy. We have the Servants of Abiding Truth, which are, again, another ancient San Heli religious organization, kind of created around the same time as the Covenant, but then eventually joined the Covenant a little bit to kind of help fight against humanity because they didn't like that. But then after the Covenant fell apart, they kind of went back to their old ways, and they're kind of sort of bad guys. They believe in just overall supremacy. And the last that we kind of saw them was on Onyx in 2558, and kind of the conflicts of them trying to overtake the UNSC's presence on Onyx. We talked about the Jul and Dama's Covenant, which he kind of takes what's ever left of the Covenant to try to continue going on it with kind of holding himself as a prophet-like individual. But unfortunately, Fire Team Osiris kind of kills Jul and Dama, and the Swords of San Helios kill what is believed to be pretty much the rest of that Covenant in Halo 5. So they're basically gone. There is another individual that does live on. His name is another San Heli, Sali Nyon, and he could be out there somewhere in the galaxy, but his forces are very, very small. We have a brute faction called the Keepers of the One Freedom, another religious cult who are not unlike the Covenant. They do still believe in the Great Journey, but kind of have some other religious motivations, and they're also looking for more Covenant or more Forerunner artifacts. But they greatly dislike the UNSC, but they do align themselves with like human insurrectionists, so they're a little bit more fluid in terms of their alliances. And then, of course, the big faction that we talked about that's more relevant now in context is the Banished, that we do know is confirmed for Halo Infinite. We will more than likely do a deeper dive, but we do talk about sort of the origins of the Banished, who Atriox is, what their capabilities are, and kind of what they do in Halo Wars 2. And I'm sure we also touch on the Banished in our mission debrief episode, since we are talking about Halo Wars 2 right now. And the last that we saw the Banished were on the Ark, so and presumably they get to Installation 07 somehow.